Hello, gorgeous people on the internet. And whilst we are on the internet, we are also connected in real life. So thank you for allowing me into your awareness today. If we haven't met before, my name is Alnaj. I am a self-leadership alchemist currently based in New Zealand. And the story that I have to share with you today, I am super excited about for multiple reasons. The one reason being the story that I'm about to share with you is super cool and is one of my dreams come true, magically, miraculously, and effortlessly almost. And the other reason why I'm really excited is anything that occurs in our lives have got the potential of just being an occurrence or being an opportunity to learn a little bit more about ourselves, become a little wiser, uncover something deeper within consciousness. And so when we get to share these things with other people, when we get to share our stories with other people, I know that it has the potential to change your life. It has the potential to change everything for you. Now, I'm also going to say that you have a choice of how you want to interpret what it is that I am about to share with you. In fact, as I was sharing this story with a friend of mine, he turned around and said, all I'm hearing is a bunch of random coincidences. And for him, that is the exact experience that he is having of life. No judgment. You guys, we all get to have our own experience at this time. And for him, it's still very much all the masculine. It's about setting goals, making plans, taking the action, and getting the results. And anything that wasn't within his plan, within his action, that is just a coincidence. So if that is how you want to approach this, well, then you still get to celebrate the awesomeness of what I'm about to share with you. But if you are in a space where you are looking for more harmony between the masculine and the feminine, and you start understanding the deeper meaning, why things play out the way they play out, then I think this could be something extraordinary for you. So where do I even start? I think I go back 3 years when I was first given the intuitive hit to sit my sweet self down and write the book that is now called Mastering Self-Leadership. Now, this book, I knew when I was writing it, was meant to be experienced differently than my previous books, which I self-published. And so I sat down, I literally wrote this book within weeks. It just flowed through me, flowed out of me. And at the time, I was reaching out to various experts to see how do I get this book into the hands of the people that can really benefit from reading it. And all the experts said the same things. Look, just self-publish. Finding a publisher is really hard. If you don't have an agent, this is the process that you have to follow. And I just kept thinking that just sounds like not the right path for me, but it's meant to be with a publisher. And so I sent the book out to 4 publishing houses, just randomly found them on the internet, and 3 publishing houses immediately came back and offered to publish my book. I then signed up with one after really having to go backwards and forwards for a long time. And the events that unfold after that was just mind-blowing to me, where I went from having the most astounding experience with this publishing house. It went to, do I even publish this book? Do I just walk away from it? Do I just give up on all of this? And again, the universe came back to say, no, this book is coming out into the world. And eventually, I got the rights of my book back and I decided to self-publish. Now you're sitting once again in that, Okay, so I'm going to go to all the obvious places online, Amazon, Barnes and Noble. But all the time there is this image that pops into my mind, and it's my book in a bookstore. Like people browsing the aisles and picking up the book and reading the back cover and leafing through it and feeling the energy of it and then purchasing the book. But again, how do I even get there? Everybody says it's so hard. Random side note, not so random. I received my New Zealand citizenship, and through all of this, I finally got to change my surname to Naj, and everything was fine and dandy, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, I get this email to say, there is a missing link in the documents. I have 10 days to get the missing link for the documents. Otherwise, they're going to revert my surname back to my old married name. And I'm sitting there thinking, are you actually kidding me? Are you kidding me? I have already changed all my documents, my bank accounts, my driver's license, all of the things, everything. Why on earth would this be happening right now? And I was not even in town as I got this email. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm not going to be back in time to send the stuff. Which means now I have to make an appointment. I have to go sit in the government department. Heaven only knows how long that's going to take. If you are from South Africa, you know government department visits can be enormously frustrating and hours of sitting. And so I was extraordinarily triggered around all of this for a few days. But the morning of the appointment, I was sitting with my journal and I thought, okay, there's something that I am not seeing here. There is a missing piece for me. Why on earth would I receive this random request about an irrelevant document for my surname change? It was just blowing my mind. And then I thought, hold on, Al. Your core belief is that everything happens for you. Your core belief is that everything is already done. Your core belief is that you are the artist and the art. Your core belief is that the universe orchestrates all of your manifestations in a way that surprises and delights you, because that's just the way I like to have it. So what are you not seeing? Why on earth is the universe taking you here to this random place on this random day? What is it that you are not seeing? So I pondered this for a while and thought to myself, okay, what is it that I am really wanting at this time? And one of my deep desires is to get my book into a bookstore. So I thought, okay, well, are there any bookstores in this area? And 100 meters from the venue of where I have to be is Scorpio Books. Now, the reason I started giggling to myself at this stage is because just the day before that, I was busy doing the masterclass, creating and doing all the research for the next Full Moon Chronicles. And May is the month in which the full moon is in Scorpio. And I thought, no ways, too random. Scorpio Books, Moon in Scorpio, read it just yesterday. Bookstore just around the corner. My book has to go into this bookstore. I just knew. I was like, universe, you brilliant badass. You literally just orchestrated for me that my book will go into the bookstore in town in Christchurch Centre. And you knew that I'm always reluctant to drive there because my sense of direction is atrocious, to say the least. I always struggle with parking. There's a bunch of roadworks going on. There's so many one-way roads, and I have driven up the wrong way of the roads. So there's a lot of resistance to me in going into town. And yet I felt like I had no choice. I had to go to get my surname sorted out. And so that was the only way that the universe could get me into this specific space in town, which is where this bookstore is located. And it gave me the other little nugget the day before so that I could recognize as it was happening for me. I went in, I spoke to the store manager, I handed in my book. She handed me a form to say, we receive hundreds of book every year of people wanting to sell their books here, and we really appreciate it, but just know that we do receive hundreds. Well, this book is now in Scorpio Books out of hundreds of submissions every year. On a side note, I then decided that I wanted my meeting to be easy that morning. I wanted to just walk in. I wanted to just see the person. I just wanted to with the government department. And that happened as well. I walked in. There was nobody in front of me. I walked straight in, saw the person. It took me 2 minutes and I was done with the appointment. Just giggling all the way. As I was contemplating even deeper and deeper afterwards, I wanted to see what it is that I'm not seeing yet. See, I know that identity is a huge piece of this. Whether you have the identity of somebody for who everything is a struggle, the identity of a hustler, the identity of a magician, the identity of ease and flow, the identity of an artist, the identity of a CEO, whatever your identity is that you are choosing for yourself at this time. And I do invite you to start consciously choosing your next identity, unless you enjoy using the templates of somebody else. But every identity that we choose have got a set of beliefs anchored into them. And that set of beliefs creates a frequency on which we are operating. Now, what I've come to understand is that the moment we desire something, whether consciously or unconsciously, whether we're sitting down and we're identifying our next desires, or we have lived life and that living life has created desires, the moment that a desire is created within us, it is created in its fullness in the energetic realm, and the possibility for its manifestation exists in the physical realm. All possibilities exist simultaneously. The possibility of you getting your desire, the possibility of you not getting your desire, the possibility of you receiving more contrast, all possibilities exist simultaneously. The manifestation that we experience, whether the manifestation is the actual outcome of the desire or the manifestation is the lack of the desire, everything is a manifestation. That depends on who we are choosing to be, and therefore which possibility we are bringing into our physical form. I could have chosen the identity of the frustrated woman. Oh my God, red tape. I could have chosen that identity. And if that was so, I would have driven my car through to Christchurch. I would not have had a book copy prepared with me. I would have just gone. I wouldn't even have seen the bookshop because I needed to walk around the corner from where the parking was to the venue where I wanted to go to the bookstore. I would never have seen the bookstore. I wouldn't have gone in. So the only experience that I would have manifested was me sorting out my surname by taking in the missing documents, because that possibility existed. But instead, because I chose the identity of the woman who is always surprised and delighted by the universe, bringing my manifested desires to me in the most unexpected places and spaces and ways, because that is the identity that I chose in that moment. This is critical as well, you guys. I chose that identity in the moment. I didn't just choose that identity all the time. The manifestation was that of my book getting into the bookstore. All possibilities exist simultaneously. Your experience, what you are manifesting, what you are creating, is based on your identity, the beliefs that is associated with that identity, and therefore the frequency on which you are observing. So my invitation to you today is to really look at what is happening for you and through you in your life at the moment. What is happening for you and through you. And ask yourself, what is the identity that you are holding that is creating this experience? And then shift your focus forward just a little bit into what is it that you are desiring next? What are some of the projects of desire that you are focused on at the moment? And what is the identity of the person who is manifesting the desire into the physical experience? Because until you calibrate to that identity, you are calibrated to the identity of absence, and that will be your experience. You also have the option to have the identity of somebody who has to struggle to get your desires, or you can have the identity of somebody who playfully co-creates with the universe with ease and lightheartedness, and that will be your experience. So there's many layers to this identity work. And every layer is just you making a choice. Now, for the most part, people are choosing unconsciously. They don't feel they have any control of this. But I am here to tell you that you absolutely do have control of this. And that you just get to practice being more intentional day after day after day. So I really hope that this has inspired you to start having a look at what are the possibilities that is floating around you at the moment. And who do you need to be to choose the possibility of your desire? Now, if this message has really helped you and you know that there is somebody else that would find value in this, I ask that you do please share this with them. Because it's time for us to start empowering more and more people in the intentional creation of their lives. And it's through stories like these that we get to do that. We're almost going back to the old ways, the tribal ways, where wisdom was passed on through stories. And if you want to create more intentional self-leadership in your life, the book is available on my website, elnage.com. And if you want to come and join us in the free Facebook community, Full Moon Chronicles, just DM me. We do monthly masterclasses in there, and it's just fun, quite frankly. I think that there is an identity of heart and struggle and pain when it comes to personal evolution and personal artistry. And part of my work is to bring back the fun and the lightheartedness and the compassion for the human experience, whilst tapping into divinity and all the power that's available for us. So DM me if that is of interest. I hope that this story has inspired you to see new possibilities in your life. And I'd love to hear from you if you have been popping desires into manifested form for yourself through your identity. Share them with us in the comments. This is how we all get to celebrate, and the more we get to celebrate each other's desires coming to life, quite frankly, the faster more people can start doing that. So I hope that you have an amazing day further, and don't forget that wherever life takes you, you get to make it your masterpiece, my friend. Have an amazing day further. Cheers.